Hello, it's me, Mrs. Spinner. I am back at you with going over the constructed response of your choosing. So, yesterday in the modules, we read two pieces of text. We read an Indian boy's story, which was a memoir. It was an excerpt of a longer text. And then we also read the lyrical poem Name Giveaway. So, your classwork assignment for today is to choose one to write a constructed response about. Now, before you're watching this, hopefully you attended class today, whether it was virtual or online, and then you looked at how you'd like to order your paragraphs. And we talked about the proper way to order something. So when we talked, hopefully you put these in order. So you're going to start with a title, author, genre statement, and a summary. That's all going to be one beautiful sentence. Next, you'll have your claim. That answers the question that the prompt's asking, and you're going to use PQA to answer that question. Then you're going to give a specific reason to support your claim. So you're saying in your own words why you think your answer is correct. Next, you're then going to give a piece of textual evidence that supports your reasoning. You want to properly cite that with the author's last name and page number. And then lastly, you're going to I should say, you're going to explain your textual evidence. So you're going to tell a reader how this evidence supports your thinking. And now, lastly, you will have a concluding statement. So basically, you're returning your reader to your claim in your thinking. So that's how you order a paragraph. So I'm going to break it down with some examples here. So again, we want to start here with a tag statement. So feel free to copy these tag statements. The top one is for name giveaway. The bottom one is for an Indian boy's story. So the top one states, in the lyric poem Name Giveaway by Phil George. Now you'll notice I kind of trail off there because it's not a complete sentence. So I finish with a summary. So please write your summary however you see fit. My summary, I wrote, the speaker describes being renamed by a school teacher. So if I read it fully, it would say, in the lyric poem, Name Giveaway by Phil George, the speaker describes being renamed by a school teacher. Awesome. So then after we have, if we go back, this is also going to be in our constructed response rubric. So your rubric, remember, is going to be your roadmap for how to be successful on this. So if I'm going through the rubric, I can check, gotta love ads, I can check I have, yes, my tag statement. Yes, I have my summary. Now I just need my claim. So what I like to do for a claim is I like to copy the question. And we talked about this in class. So I would just copy the question here. How does the poet Philip George feel about his new name? And then I would just retype it to answer the question. So I'm going to take out the how does, and I'm just going to say the poet Philip George feels, or you could even say felt. I'm going to put a dash because you could say felt. He feels blank about his new name, or he felt. Oops, there's no dash. Or he felt, man, there we go, about his new name. So then that's how you can answer that. So once you've answered, you're just going to, again, follow the rubric. So you have your tag statement, your summary, you answered the claim, and you're going to then give a reason to support your claim, a piece of evidence telling me why the evidence supports your reasoning, a conclusion sentence, and then really important too, you don't want to use second or first person pronouns. I had students say, Mrs. Finner, aren't we going to write in first person? Not necessarily. You don't want to actually for this. You're not going to say, I think, or in my opinion, anything like that we want to take out. So you do not want to use the pronouns I, me, my, mine, you, your, or yours. So this is going to weaken your argument. So you want to remove these when possible. Again, that's 2 points, so make sure you get that done. Then you want to double space and indent your paragraph. So I haven't yet double spaced, but you can see in my examples, I've indented my paragraph. Same for this. So if you're writing about an Indian boy's story, I would say the memoir, An Indian Boy's Story. Notice that I capitalized both titles of the poem and of the memoir. Notice how I put them in quotation marks, and notice how I have the author's last name in both. Now, this author is titled Aniladeni. So it's just a first name. There's no first or last name. This is the author's name completely. So that is what you would cite if you were citing. Whereas if you're citing something from Phil George, you can just write the author's last name, George. For an Indian Boys story, you're going to copy and paste the entire last name. So again, I have my tag statement, the memoir, An Indian Boy's Story by Aniladeni describes the experience of a young Native American boy who has left his reservation to attend a government contract school. Then I would answer this question. How does Aniladeni's experience of having his name changed affect his attitude towards his own future? So I would say Aniladeni's experience of having his name changed affected his attitude towards his own future by ... And then that's how I would answer this. So I hope that's helpful. Again, please feel free to copy these tag statements. I would encourage you to write your own summaries. I didn't want to do too much for you since it is a classwork assignment, but I really wanted to break it down for you. So remember, paragraph ordering is also on the rubric, and you can find the rubric in the constructed response. I would suggest that you type this in a Google Doc. So just like this, type in a Google Doc so it automatically saves, and then you can copy and paste your response in the text box. So again, I hope that was helpful. If you have questions, please feel free to email. But yeah, that's what you will do. Great job, guys. Have a great day.